Having some issues? Lauren will help you out with the assistance of our listeners. Let's do it. Get at Lauren.
It's the Y107 Morning Show. If you ever have anything going on that you're like, man, I do not know what to do, this is the perfect venue for that because we have tons of listeners and you guys always come through for each other on the advice of what to do.
We're just a big group of friends, honestly.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. Just getting everybody together and just saying, hey, I've gone through something similar. Let me help you out.
So you can reach out to me, Lauren at zrgmail.com or any of our social medias anytime.
Yeah.
So this one, at Lauren, the guy I'm dating is a good guy, nice guy, good manners. But the more I'm with him, the more I'm with him, the more disgusted I am with one thing. He eats like a pig.
Ugh.
He's loud. He chews and talks at the same time. Sometimes little pieces of food fly out of his mouth and he slurps when he drinks or eats soup. It's disturbing.
Okay.
I've tried to tease him about it, hoping he'll take the hint, but he doesn't. I make some comments like, that couple over there wants to know what you're having because some of it just landed on their table. He doesn't get it. He thinks it's funny. I feel like I need to teach him what his mother should have taught him years ago. How to eat, starting with closing your mouth when you chew and swallow before you talk. Yeah. We've been going out for 6 months and everything else is great, but I can't imagine having him at an important business dinner or being at a nice restaurant with friends. What should I do? I've even thought about breaking up over it.
Wow.
Well.
And that's tough. Because you're right. Like if the next level, you have your boss invites you and your boyfriend to dinner and he's doing that kind of stuff. It's not a great look.
No. But is it worth breaking up over?
No, I think you should just...
Good dudes do not come along that often.
Yeah. Take it from joking with him to being serious. Just be dead serious. It's not going to be easy to do, but...
No, it's going to be a crappy conversation.
Right.
It's going to suck.
Mm-hmm. But of all the crappy conversations that you're going to have...
This is cake.
This is pretty small.
This is
list,
the cake that he is spewing out of his mouth while he's talking with his mouth open at his nephew's first birthday party.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right.
What do you guys think? Give us a call, 441-Y107.
Having some issues? Lauren will help you out with the assistance of our listeners. Let's do it. Get at Lauren.
Okay, here we go. It's the Y107 Morning Show, by the way. Cosmo and Lauren. Our at Lauren this morning came from a woman who has been dating a guy for about 6 months, and he is a messy eater. So much so that she's considered breaking up with him for it.
But she also said, right, that everything else is great.
Everything else is wonderful, yeah.
There's really no other issue except for this.
And she said that she has brought it up with him before, but like in a joking, kind of a sarcastic manner. Mm-hmm. And rather than do something about it, he laughs. Mm-hmm. Because she brings it up in a joking manner, and that's how people react to jokes. Mm-hmm. So there's that.
Right.
So she kind of wants to know, like, what should she do? Is it worth breaking up over, basically?
Right. What do you think? Get at Lauren, 441-Y107, or text 800-500-Y107.
We've got Tyler on the phone. Tyler, what do you think?
Well, I think that, coming from a guy that eats pretty sloppy myself, and pretty quickly, it'd be an easy conversation. Just be upfront with him and be like, hey, this is what's going on, and I think we need to talk about this, and he may get butthurt over the whole deal, but I mean, if they've been in a relationship for a while and they actually care for each other, I think that he would actually, take what she has to say, especially if they're going to a work oriented dinner or something. Just be like, hey, this is kind of embarrassing. I don't want you to embarrass yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's a valid point. I think that you should have that conversation, but also I don't know, I feel like in relationships you kind of pick your battles. Is that the sword that you really want to fall on?
Clearly it's bothering her a lot.
Yes.
6 months in, you're at a spot where you're kind of going to that next level, right?
Yeah.
So I think and if you're listening, thank you, by the way, for reaching out for Aunt Lauren. She's going to learn a lot about him by his reaction to a serious conversation.
Yes.
Like at 6 months, you probably haven't had that many really serious conversations.
You never know.
You never know. But his reaction is going to tell her a lot. Like if he completely blows you off and continues to laugh when you're trying to be serious about this and shit, like, hey, dude, like this is embarrassing. Like you're eating
But
like
even then, do you think that's enough to break up over?
She's got a considerable concern over this. Like she's afraid of not even taking him to a work function because he eats like a child.
Okay.
That's a big deal. Like if her
I'm
job's...
not saying that it's not. I'm saying good guys really don't come along that often.
Good guys don't, right.
Do you want to get rid of him for that?
Consider a pause, maybe, and that might shake him to the point of like, oh, crap, she's for real.
No, you don't test people like that.
If it's that important to you that this guy eats like a garbage can?
No, I know, but if you're saying break up with him, you can't say test him.
No, I'm saying the test is in how he's going to react.
I guess, yeah.
And then how he reacts, then pause him. Like, dude, I can't go out with you anymore if you're going to do this.
Okay.
Isn't that fair?
I don't agree, but that's...
Okay.
So what do you guys think? Call us now, 441-Y107.
Get at Lauren now. 441-Y107. Having some issues? Lauren will help you out with the assistance of our listeners. Let's do it. Get at Lauren.
Like we've said before, if ever there is a time that you guys don't know what to do, you need a little bit of advice, don't know where to turn, we are here for you. That's why we created at Lauren. You can email me, lauren@zrgmail.com, or go on any of our social medias, Y107 Facebook, Y107 Morning Show, Facebook, wherever we're here. And that is what this lady did. She has a boyfriend. They've been dating for about 6 months. She says everything in the relationship is great. However, he eats real gross, very noisy, talks with his mouth full.
Slurpy Slurperton.
Very slurpy. So much so that she has considered breaking up with him. She has talked to him about it, but in a joking kind of a fashion, and he laughed.
Mm-hmm.
So she is she just doesn't really know what to do.
Carl texted, said 120% agree with Lauren. There is probably something that annoys him about her. If a relationship is what you're going for, accepting fault is part of that. Relationships aren't perfect.
Yep.
And I said, but she should definitely talk to him and express to him.
Of course she should.
Right. And he said back that he had a behavior eating pattern. She'll have to have patience. That's what a relationship is about, having patience. It probably won't change right away. I'm sure he'll try, but there'll be mess ups. Sure.
Yes.
And she's got to have some patience and kindness to that. But at the same time, she's got to have a conversation with him.
A real one.
Yes.
Not a joking one. You can't
joke
about it because that's obviously not working.
And like I said, his reaction to you being serious about this, we'll tell you a little bit more about his true colors, too. Joanne texted, if this drives you crazy at 6 months, it will quadruple when you're married. Have the conversation, but if he doesn't change, you have to consider a breakup because later on, especially if there's another quarantine, you are going to want to kill him.
Yes. Annoying habits get 1,000 times more annoying in quarantine. What about you?
All right, here's the problem, and this is the problem with everyone and everything in the world today, is everyone's all afraid about being super sensitive, blah, 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 blah. No one has a spine no more. So if it bothers you, speak up, say something. If he doesn't do anything about it, move on, girlfriend. But there's no way to beat around the bush. Just don't sugarcoat it. Just come out and say it.
And like I said, his reaction will tell you a lot. And yeah, it would suck to lose a really good guy, but if he's going to blow you off and not take you seriously over something like this...
Time to move on because, I mean, this is small piece. So what happens, you're 18 months into it, and now there's something even bigger. You know, small problems turn into bigger problems later on.
That's true. And if it annoys you now, it's going to annoy you 10 times worse in 15 years.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Yep. And, and say in 5 years they're married. Now this problem is going to cost you thousands of dollars because, restocking fees ain't cheap.
Would you call it restocking fees?
Yep, restocking fees.